If you've been waiting for something outside of you to prove that things are finally getting better, this message is for you. If you've found yourself thinking, "I'll believe in love when someone stays, I'll believe in abundance when the money comes, I'll believe in healing when the pain goes away," then, sweetheart, let's gently pause right here. Because life doesn't work that way. Not the life we're creating, not the life that flows from the heart. Life doesn't say, "See it, then believe it." Life whispers, "Believe it, and you'll begin to see it." That's not a trick. It's not wishful thinking. It's the quiet magic of how consciousness creates experience. Let me ask you a question softly, without judgment, just for reflection. What are you waiting to see before you finally allow yourself to believe in something beautiful? Are you waiting for proof before you feel hopeful? Waiting for approval before you feel worthy? Waiting for success before you feel confident? Oh, my dear, I've been there too. I used to wait. I used to think, if I can just see one good thing happen, then I'll have permission to believe again. But it doesn't work that way. The longer we wait to believe, the more we delay what we desire. Because belief is the seed, experience is the harvest. Thoughts are like seeds. What you plant in your mind, you harvest in your life. And that's not just a poetic metaphor. That is the deep, practical truth of how energy flows, how life responds, how inner alignment leads to outer shifts. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not waiting for life to rescue you. You are planting every single day with your thoughts, your words, your energy. And if that feels like too much responsibility, take a breath. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to force yourself to be positive 100% of the time. You just need to become aware of what you're planting, aware of what you're rehearsing, aware of what you're believing, especially when no one is watching. Because when you begin to think with faith instead of fear, life responds in the most surprising ways. Not always immediately, not always dramatically, but quietly, steadily, faithfully. When you think, "I am supported," you begin to notice people showing up with kindness. When you think, "I am healing," you start noticing moments of peace where there used to be panic. When you think, "I am worthy of love," you stop chasing and start receiving. So let's go deeper. Why does think it first create real results? Because everything begins in the mind. There is not one experience you've had in this life that didn't pass through the filter of your thinking. Even love without the right beliefs can feel unsafe. Even joy, when filtered through fear, can feel fleeting. And even abundance, if your thoughts say, "This won't last," can feel like a threat. That's why we don't just change circumstances. We change the way we think about circumstances. The universe, you see, is not a judge. It's not a critic. It's not withholding blessings to test your worth. The universe is a perfect mirror. It reflects your inner state. It amplifies your signal. It echoes your essence. That's why when you repeat a thought over and over, the world begins to respond not because the thought is right or true, but because it is clear. That's what the universe listens to, clarity, not desperation. not begging, not waiting. Clarity. If every day you think, people leave me, then you'll start noticing little moments of distance, silence, disappointment, and your brain will say, it's happening again. But if every day you gently begin with, I am worthy of safe, steady love, your heart softens. You notice new possibilities. You start showing up differently. You choose better. You feel better. You don't need proof to start. You need intention. You need one loving thought planted consistently with patience. That's enough. That's powerful. That changes everything. So let's return to the most important idea here. The universe is not waiting to reward your suffering. It's waiting for a clear order, not a frantic demand, not a panicked wish, a clear, grounded thought repeated in trust, not because you're trying to manipulate life, but because you're aligning with life. You're becoming a match for what you want to receive. Here's a metaphor I love, and maybe it will help you remember how this works. Imagine you are inside an echo cave. Whatever you shout into the cave comes back to you. If you yell, nothing ever works out, the cave echoes, nothing ever works out. If you shout, I'm tired of being alone, it echoes back. I'm tired of being alone. But if you begin to say softly, I am open to love, I am open to joy, I am open to a new path, then the cave begins to whisper those same words back to you. That cave, my dear, is your universe. It is listening to the energy you emit, and it does not decide what is good or bad. It simply responds. Or let me give you another image, one I've used often with clients. Imagine the universe is a divine restaurant. You sit down. The waiter is your inner voice. The chef is source. You place your order through your thoughts and beliefs. If you say, I'll just take the usual more disappointment, more anxiety, more waiting, then guess what? That's what gets prepared. But if you say, today I want peace, today I choose to believe that life is working in my favor, then the kitchen begins to shift. And yes, the dish might take time. You don't bang on the kitchen door and say, where is it? Every 2 minutes. You don't change the order halfway through. You trust. You breathe. You stay in the energy of receiving. You know it's on the way because you placed the order clearly. So how do we do that practically? Here's a gentle practice you can begin every morning before your feet touch the floor, before the phone lights up, before the noise of the world interrupts your clarity. Say one sentence to the universe, one kind, grounded sentence. Something like, today I choose peace. I trust the process of life. That's it. No pressure, no performance, just presence. You can write it on a sticky note. You can whisper it to yourself. You can pair it with your breath. Inhale peace, exhale fear. What matters is the consistency. You're not shouting into the world. You're setting the tone for your reality. And I want to gently remind you, you don't have to see proof immediately. You don't have to have it all figured out. The universe is not a microwave. It is an orchestra. It arranges people, timing, ideas, nudges, open doors, all in your favor. But it needs your alignment. It needs your clarity. It needs your trust. Now let's end with something simple but powerful. Would you be willing to commit just for 7 days to think differently? Not to control every thought, not to fake positivity, but to plant better thoughts, loving thoughts, clear thoughts, thoughts like, I don't have to force anything. I am willing to see things differently. Even when I don't see it yet, I choose to believe in love. Life is shifting for me, even now. I am safe to think hopeful thoughts. For 7 days, speak to yourself like someone who's planting a future. Don't worry about how the results will come. They might arrive through a conversation, through an opportunity, through an insight, through a shift in your own perspective. But they will come, because the universe always responds, not to panic, but to presence, not to force, but to faith. And so I invite you to begin today, not by looking around to see what's working, but by looking within and choosing what to think. The world will follow, the people will respond, the ideas will flow, the timing will align. But it all begins with one simple decision. Think it first, believe it gently, and let life respond in its perfect way. Because, sweetheart, you are the thinker of your thoughts, and the thinker holds the key. This is your 7-day journey of thought transformation, a soul practice to align your mind, body, and spirit with love, clarity, and the natural rhythm of the universe. No pressure. No need to get it right. Just one gentle invitation per day to become aware of what you're planting, what you're feeding, and what you're ready to release. Let's begin with day 1. Let's start with one of the most important spiritual principles I've ever learned. You don't need to see the tree on day 1. You need to plant it. So many people feel defeated, not because they're doing the wrong thing, but because they're expecting the harvest to appear overnight. But life doesn't move like that. The universe is rich, rhythmic, responsive, but never rushed. Your thoughts are seeds, and every single one holds potential, even the smallest ones, even the ones spoken in a whisper. So today, I want to help you focus, not on what's showing up yet, but on what you're sowing. Your inner work is not wasted. Every kind word to yourself, every moment of faith, every decision to interrupt a negative spiral, it's all planting something. So here is your morning thought today. I am planting seeds of peace, abundance, and joy. Say it slowly, as you stretch, as you brush your teeth, as you prepare for your day, and let it become your mental posture, not a demand, but a quiet direction. You are choosing to plant the energy you want to live in, even if you don't see the full picture yet. That's how the garden of life grows, not by force, but by faith. Now, as the day moves forward, you might notice other thoughts trying to creep in. That's okay. Weeds appear in every garden. The goal is not to feel bad about them. The goal is to notice them without judgment and gently remove them. That's your midday practice. Notice which thoughts feel like weeds and gently pull them. It might be a sudden doubt, a moment of comparison, a voice that says, "This won't work for me." Just pause, breathe, and replace it with something softer, something kinder. Even something as simple as, "I'm still learning. I'm doing my best. I choose again." That's enough. That's powerful. And now, when the evening comes, I want you to end the day the way a gardener would, not obsessing over the sprout, but trusting in the soil. As you lay in bed, place your hand on your heart and whisper softly to your subconscious, grow something beautiful from today. You don't need to know how. You don't need to check the soil every hour. You don't need to replay every moment. You simply bless the seed and let it rest. Let your subconscious carry the energy of love and trust into your dreams. And finally, your key practice for today, write down one thought you'd like to plant, just one. It could be, I trust life, or I am healing, or I open my heart to joy. Write it in your journal, speak it aloud, and then bless it. Close your eyes and say, I bless this thought, and release it into the care of the universe. Let it go. Let it grow. You've completed day one. You're already changing the frequency of your inner world. And now, let's move on to day two. Your thoughts become your atmosphere. If yesterday was about planting seeds, then today is about the weather you live in. Most people don't realize it, but our dominant thoughts become the emotional atmosphere we carry with us. That's why some people seem to bring sunshine wherever they go, and others bring a storm. It's not because they're lucky or cursed. It's because they've developed an inner climate, and that climate travels with them. Your repeated thoughts are the temperature, the tone, the pressure system. If you constantly think, I'm behind, you live in fog. If you think, nothing works for me, you live in cold wind. If you think, I trust life, you begin to live under blue skies, no matter what's happening outside. And the best news? You can shift your inner atmosphere at any time. So this morning, I want you to begin the day with this sentence. Today, I bring sunshine with my thoughts. Say it with a little smile. Let it lift the corners of your mood. You don't have to fake happy. This isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing which thoughts brighten you and which thoughts darken your view. You are the one who decides what weather you walk in. As the day unfolds, stress may come, triggers may pop up, but that's okay, because today you have a midday practice that helps you pause and reset. When you feel tight, rushed, annoyed, or discouraged, stop for just one breath and ask yourself, is this the climate I want to live in? You don't need to shame yourself, just check in. If the answer is no, then shift. Open a window. Step outside. Change your tone. Choose a better thought. Something like, even now, I can bring in a breeze of grace. Just one gentle pivot and the atmosphere begins to clear. When evening comes, I want you to use your breath as your weather pattern. As you lie down, close your eyes and imagine the clouds lifting. Imagine any leftover tension dissolving. Inhale softly and think, I breathe in calm light. Exhale fully and think, I breathe out old clouds. Do it again. No rush, no agenda. Let the body carry the day out of you. Let your breath invite peace back in. And here is your key practice for day two. Smile. Just smile. Not for a photo, not for someone else, just for you. And while you smile, speak this truth aloud. I create a peaceful climate wherever I go. Again, slower. I create a peaceful climate wherever I go. One more time, like a declaration over your life. I create a peaceful climate wherever I go. You're not here to absorb everyone else's storm. You're here to carry your own light, and it begins inside. And that's it. That's day 2. And already something in you is shifting. The soil has been planted. The sky is clearing. And your thoughts are beginning to flow in the direction of grace. Welcome to day 3 of your 7-day journey. And today we begin to build momentum. You may have heard me say before, the mind learns through repetition. And it's true not just on a surface level, but deep within the subconscious mind where most of our life patterns are rooted. So today's focus is very simple and very powerful. Repeat, repeat, repeat. You see, your subconscious doesn't respond to dramatic declarations. It doesn't care how loud you say it once. It listens to what you say consistently, gently, repeatedly. Like waves smoothing the shore, repetition softens resistance. It builds safety. It lays new tracks where old beliefs once lived. And if you've been struggling to believe something new, not because you're lazy, but because it just doesn't feel true, yet that's okay. Don't fight it. Don't force it. Just repeat again and again. That's how we rewrite the story. So here is your morning rhythm for day 3. Before you get out of bed, before you pick up your phone, before the world pulls you into doing, return to being. Place your hand on your heart and speak this softly. I am worthy. I am safe. I am ready. Again, slower. I am worthy. I am safe. I am ready. And once more, like a lullaby to your inner child, I am worthy. I am safe. I am ready. You don't need to feel it all at once. You just need to offer it. Speak it like a new language. Your body will catch up. Your energy will follow. Throughout your day, you might notice something negative loops. We all have them. Maybe it's a quiet, I'm not doing enough, or nothing is working, or what if it all goes wrong? These loops aren't bad. They're just familiar. But today, your midday practice is to catch one of those loops and gently replace it. You don't need to scold yourself. Just pause, notice the pattern, and respond with something kinder. For example, if the thought is, I'm falling behind, you might replace it with, I trust my timing. If the thought is, this is never going to change, you might replace it with, I am changing now. You're not lying to yourself, you're redirecting. You're interrupting the old rhythm and writing a softer song. And when night comes, I want you to use the most powerful window of the day, the moment before sleep. Your mind is open, your body is soft, the day is dissolving, and this is where we plant the deepest seeds. So tonight, choose one sentence, just one, and repeat it as you drift. It could be this: everything is working out for me. Say it again in your mind. Everything is working out for me. And again, as you relax deeper, everything is working out for me. Let it become the last thought you carry into sleep. Let your subconscious hold it through the night. You may wake up lighter. You may begin to expect goodness. You may start to notice little things aligning, not because you're manipulating the world, but because you're finally harmonizing with it. Your key practice today is simple but transformational. Choose one powerful phrase and return to it every hour. It could be, I am safe, or life loves me, or good things are coming. Write it on a sticky note. Set a reminder on your phone. Whisper it during quiet moments. Say it before you respond to an email. Let it become a thread that runs through your day. You are not trying to be perfect. You are just practicing presence. You are planting a rhythm of peace, one phrase at a time. That is day 3. And now, let's move into day 4. Day 4 is where we start to activate your most powerful spiritual tool, not your willpower, not your to-do list, not your outer circumstances, but your inner vision. Everything you experience begins with what you imagine and believe. You cannot live a joyful life if your imagination is filled with fear. You cannot feel safe if your inner movie is always rehearsing what might go wrong. You cannot attract love if your vision is locked on past rejection. So today, we practice seeing it inside before it shows up outside. This morning, before anything else, I want you to close your eyes and picture the life you're creating. Not the life you currently feel stuck in, not the one that others expect you to live, but the life that feels true. See it, feel it, not just the things, but the energy, the way your body feels when you wake up without anxiety, the way your heart feels when you're surrounded by love that honors you, the way peace moves through your day when you're living from alignment. See it inside and say softly, it's already growing within me. That's your morning practice. To begin not with what is missing, but with what is already forming invisibly, steadily, beautifully. As you move through your day, you may get pulled back into reality. The bills, the old emails, the frustrating conversation, but you are not powerless here. You are the creator of your inner atmosphere. So when life feels heavy, pause. This is your midday moment to reignite your vision. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Picture what you're becoming. Don't wait for outer proof. Create the inner movie you want to live in. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between memory and imagination. And when you imagine good things with clarity, your body begins to relax. You stop bracing. You stop doubting. You start allowing. That's why this practice matters. You are not escaping reality. You are redirecting it at the root. Tonight, as you get ready for bed, return to this sentence slow and sacred. I am becoming all I choose to believe. Again, I am becoming all I choose to believe. You don't have to chase your dream. You become it from the inside out, one thought, one breath, one visual, one aligned choice at a time. Your key practice today is visualization. Not complicated, not forced, just intentional. Imagine how it feels to already be there, not in every detail, but in emotion. How does it feel to walk in confidence? How does it feel to be supported? How does it feel to look in the mirror and say, yes, I love this life? Sit with that feeling. Wrap yourself in it. Let it be your compass. And every time doubt whispers, come back to this. I saw it inside first, and life is catching up. You've completed day 4, and already your mind is remembering how to dream. Your heart is remembering how to believe. Your energy is remembering how to align. Don't worry about how far you have to go. Just stay here, today, in this one step. You are not rushing. You are rewiring, and the universe is responding in its own gentle way. Day 5. Bless the invisible. There is a sacred moment in your life when nothing seems to be happening on the outside, but deep inside, everything is moving. Just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean it isn't forming. The invisible is not empty, it is full of seeds. Life works in silence, in mystery, in gentle preparation behind the scenes. Right now, as you breathe, something is unfolding for your good. Can you trust that? Can you bless the space between desire and arrival? This is where the practice begins. This is where you stop asking, where is it? And start whispering, thank you, it's coming. And that shift, that one tiny shift in vibration, opens the door for the unseen to become seen. So today, I invite you to speak a new sentence into your day. I bless what I cannot yet see, not from fear, not from pushing, but from love, from softness, from deep knowing. What you bless, you give life to. What you bless, you align with. What you bless, you gently call forth. So bless your healing before it appears. Bless your home before you move in. Bless your love before they knock on the door. Bless your clarity before the answer arrives. And especially bless your peace before the world gives you a reason to feel peaceful. Because everything visible was once invisible. Every miracle started as an idea. Every breakthrough began in belief. And your words today are part of the energetic womb that holds your next reality. Let's choose those words wisely, gently, lovingly. When fear creeps in and your mind wants to prove that nothing is changing, take a breath. Place your hand on your heart and simply say, something good is unfolding now. And say it again and again until your nervous system remembers what your soul already knows. Don't wait until it shows up to celebrate. Don't withhold your joy until you can touch it. Give thanks now. That is your practice today. In the morning, bless what you can't yet see. At noon, when doubt whispers, smile with trust. At night, say softly, thank you for all that's on its way to me, and then close your eyes in peace. You don't have to see it yet. You just have to believe that it's already beginning. Day 6. Train the reaction, not the outcome. Sometimes we spend all our energy trying to change what happens around us, forgetting that the greatest power lies in how we respond to it. Life is full of twists and surprises, some beautiful, some painful, some confusing. But the one thing you always have authority over is your inner reaction, and that is where your healing lives. You see, calm is not something life gives you, it's something you choose again and again. When things don't go your way, you don't need to control the weather to feel the sun inside you. You don't need everyone to agree with you to feel confident. You don't need to win every battle to be victorious. Real strength is not the absence of storms, it's the quiet decision to anchor yourself no matter what swirls around you. So today, instead of trying to manipulate outcomes, I want you to train your response. Practice the pause. Honor the breath. Remember who you are before reacting. And when you feel triggered by a message, a delay, a memory, stop and ask yourself, how would I respond if I already trusted life? That one question can rewrite your whole experience. And it doesn't mean you ignore the problem or suppress the feeling. It means you become the kind of person who responds with presence instead of panic. That's healing. That's power. That's self-love. Say this with me now. My peace is stronger than circumstances. Again, my peace is stronger than circumstances. And again, until the words settle into your bones. You are not here to be reactive. You are here to be rooted. You are not here to perform for approval. You are here to breathe and respond from wholeness. The next time something pokes your old wound or tries to rush you into fear, pause. Just pause. Whisper gently, I choose calm no matter what appears. That is the new muscle you are building. And tonight, as the day comes to a close, reflect softly on the moments you chose differently, not perfectly, just intentionally. Every time you paused instead of snapped, that was growth. Every time you breathed instead of spiraled, that was mastery. Every time you forgave instead of fed the story, that was healing. And you did that. You trained it. You owned it. You loved yourself through it. So now, rest in the truth that you are becoming the person your soul has always trusted you could be. Day 7, the final day. What a beautiful thing it is to arrive here with open hands and a softer heart. If you've made it this far, I want to pause for a moment and simply say, I'm proud of you. Not because you did it perfectly, not because you felt positive every moment, but because you stayed, you showed up for yourself again and again. And today, we complete this week with perhaps the most gentle yet powerful teaching of all, the balance of letting go and letting come. You see, the very moment you release your grip on how something should unfold, you open the gateway for life to deliver something better than you imagined. And the moment you stop trying to rush, force, or manage divine timing, you align with it. Today is not about effort. Today is about ease. It's about honoring the rhythm of life, not trying to control the choreography. This is the day we whisper to life, I trust you. This is the day we remind ourselves, I don't need to have it all figured out. This is the day we lean back instead of leaning forward. And somehow, in that soft surrender, we move closer to everything we were trying so hard to reach. Let's begin our morning not with striving, but with softness. Sit still for a moment and place your hand over your belly. Feel it rise and fall. No need to control it, just observe. This is the rhythm of trust. Breathe in and whisper softly to yourself, I let go of needing it now. Then breathe out and say, I welcome it in divine time. And feel those words like a warm blanket on your nervous system. Let them be medicine. You see, the universe doesn't operate on pressure. It responds to energy. And the energy of surrender is magnetic. You don't have to know the exact hour your dream will arrive. You don't have to track every sign. You just have to prepare the space inside you where peace can live even before the miracle shows up. That's real abundance, not waiting until you receive, but choosing to rest before it arrives. So today, can you practice holding your desire without holding your breath? Can you let go of needing a guarantee and instead choose the feeling of it's already on its way? That feeling changes everything. That feeling rewires your vibration. That feeling tells the universe, I am ready, not desperate, not demanding, but peacefully ready. That's what today is about. At midday, when your mind tries to chase outcomes or demands a timeline, take a holy pause. Let go of the urgency. Let go of the mental gymnastics. Imagine you're in a divine kitchen. You've already placed your order, your intention, your prayer, your affirmation. Now, let the chef do the work. You don't hover over the stove at a restaurant, do you? You don't scream at the waiter to bring it faster. You trust the process. You sip your water. You breathe. You prepare to receive. The same principle applies to your life. The more you hover, the more you panic, the more you check the clock, the longer it seems to take. But when you relax, detach, and enjoy the present moment, you shift from waiting to welcoming. So at noon today, let your practice be this. Release the how, release the when, and fall in love with the unfolding. Tell yourself gently, the universe's kitchen knows my order. I trust what's being prepared for me. And then smile. Because energy like that, it moves mountains. Now, as the day ends and you prepare to rest, let your final thought be one of deep peace and quiet faith. You've done your part. You've loved, you've affirmed, you've visualized, you've surrendered. Now it's time to allow. Say this gently in your heart. What is meant for me is already making its way to me, not in fear, not in control, but in a knowing, a deep cellular knowing that all is well, that what is yours is never late, that your job is not to chase, your job is to align. And tonight, I want your breath to become your prayer. Every inhale, trust. Every exhale, release. Let your body unclench. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Your body speaks your energy, and when you physically relax, you energetically receive. So before sleep, release any tension in your body. Feel your back sink into the bed. Feel the mattress support you. Let your breath say what words cannot. I surrender, I allow, I receive. You have completed this 7-day journey not by mastering life, but by remembering how to partner with it. And that is the true miracle. When you stop trying to manipulate every detail and start co-creating from trust, you move from force to flow. And in that flow, life meets you with grace. From this point on, let your new practice be this. I let go. I let life surprise me. I bless the unknown. I trust the delay. I welcome the good. I breathe instead of control. I rest instead of chase. I prepare space instead of proving worth. I say thank you in advance, and I remember The greatest things come softly, slowly, and in perfect time. You've done enough. You are enough. And now, let it come. I remember a woman who once came to me with tears in her eyes. She had been waiting for a miracle, waiting for a dramatic breakthrough, a lightning bolt of change, something grand that would finally shift everything. She said to me, "Louise, I've been doing the affirmations, but nothing big is happening. I don't see my miracle." And I took her hand gently and said, "My dear, you're looking in the wrong direction. Miracles don't always come wrapped in fireworks. Sometimes they come in the quietest moments, a kind word, a shift in perspective, the courage to say no, or the whisper of a new idea that feels light and true." And as we sat there, she softened, because she realized that the miracle wasn't missing. It was already happening. It had just been arriving in a different form than she expected. You see, miracles don't fall from the sky like magic tricks. They flow through life, through conversations, through timing, through the tiniest moments that align in a way you couldn't have planned. A miracle might look like someone calling just when you needed them, or realizing one morning that the fear that used to control you isn't there anymore. That's not coincidence, that's alignment. That's life listening to you. That's the invisible rearranging itself around the energy you hold. When I talk about miracles, I don't mean something outside of you suddenly swooping in to fix everything. I mean the unfolding, the sacred timing of how life supports you when you support yourself with loving thoughts, steady beliefs, and a willingness to open. The miracle isn't something that saves you, it's something that meets you once you begin to shift. Let me say this clearly. Life is always speaking. The universe never stops responding. But it responds not to your words alone, it responds to your energy, your expectation, your readiness. When you walk through the world saying, "I believe something beautiful is on its way," you start to see beauty. When you hold the vibration of, "I am open to being surprised by good," then good finds you in places you weren't even looking. But if your mind is filled with, "It'll never happen for me," "Nothing ever works," "I don't know how this could change," then even when a door opens, you won't see it. Even when help comes, you'll dismiss it. The key is to train your inner vision first. That's why I teach affirmations, because they soften the inner lens through which you view the world. They shift your frequency, and when your frequency shifts, the world shifts with you. Have you ever been washing dishes, and suddenly the solution to a problem just comes into your mind clearly, easily, like it had been waiting behind a curtain the whole time? That's not random. That's your energy becoming receptive. That's what happens when you stop trying to force the answer and instead relax into the moment. The universe is not far away. It's in the very room with you, always arranging, always listening, always moving energy on your behalf. But you need to tune in. And tuning in doesn't mean efforting or overthinking. It means softening, becoming quiet enough to feel the nudges, the invitations, the gentle guidance. Sometimes a miracle is simply noticing the invitation that's been there all along. And so, what if your miracle is not late, it's just arriving differently than you expected? What if that stranger you met last week is the beginning of a new connection that leads to something sacred? What if the delay you experienced this morning saved you from something you'll never know? What if the reason the door closed is because something greater is trying to open. I always say, life loves you, but we must be willing to let it love us. And that means stepping out of fear, out of control, out of demand, and into trust. It means replacing "how will this ever work" with "I trust this will unfold in the best possible way." That shift in thought is a miracle in itself. The truth is, life is a flowing stream of connection. And when your energy aligns with that stream, when your thoughts bless, not resist, when your heart trusts, not clings, when your voice says yes, not why, the current begins to carry you, and what used to feel heavy starts to feel guided. That's the miracle. Not the removal of all obstacles, but the shift that lets you glide through them with grace. I want you to know, my dear, that you do not need to perform or prove to earn a miracle. You only need to welcome one. Let your expectations become prayers. Let your gratitude become the magnet. Let your affirmations become the signal you send out each morning. I am ready for the good that is already making its way to me. You can begin this shift right now. Say to yourself, I expect beautiful things. I trust what I cannot yet see. I bless the invisible process. And say it with warmth, not pressure. Because healing thoughts are not demands, they are gentle openings. Every time you choose a kinder thought, you move closer to the life you desire. Every time you breathe instead of panic, you create space for clarity to arrive. Every time you say, I trust life, even when your mind wants to question you, align with the current that carries miracles. So let me offer you a practice. Before asking life to deliver anything, ask yourself, have I created the space within me to receive it? Because if you are filled with doubt, fear, old narratives, and tension, where will the miracle land? Miracles need room, not just in your calendar, but in your heart. So release what no longer serves. Bless the process. Trust the unknown and smile, because the more you soften, the more you receive. The universe is creative. It answers through people, through whispers, through serendipity, through inner clarity. You won't always see the cause behind the blessing, but that doesn't mean it's not orchestrated with love. Just because something comes through a human channel doesn't mean it's not divinely guided. Someone offers help, that's the universe in action. An idea pops into your mind, that's divine download. A new awareness settles into your spirit, that's grace. Don't wait for the sky to crack open. Miracles are more often subtle than spectacular, but they are real, and they are happening now. Every morning, I encourage you to take just 5 minutes, 5 sacred minutes that belong only to you, and begin with presence, begin with intention. Begin with the soft decision to trust again. You don't need the world to change before you find peace. You don't need everyone to agree with you before you feel safe. You don't need to know how everything will unfold. What you need is one gentle moment where you return to your center, where you choose trust over control, and where you begin to think with love again. That moment can start right here, right now, with a breath. Breathe in with me, slowly. And as you inhale, gently say within your heart, I choose to trust. Now breathe out, and as you exhale, softly whisper within, I release control. Do this again. Breathe in. I choose to trust. Breathe out. I release control. Let this simple loop become your anchor in the morning, the soft rhythm that rewrites the inner script. Every breath is a message to your body, to your subconscious, to the universe itself. And the message is this: I am safe. I am supported. I no longer need to grasp or force. I am in harmony with life. Now, I want to take you somewhere. Close your eyes if you can, and begin to imagine you are walking barefoot through a sacred garden. This is not an ordinary place. This is a garden made of light, where every thought you plant becomes a blossom. The soil here is soft with compassion. The air is filled with warmth and wisdom. And as you step into this garden, every fearful thought begins to dissolve. The doubts melt into mist. The pressure begins to lift. You see radiant flowers blooming all around you, each one a positive thought you've dared to think, a rose of courage, a lily of peace, a tulip of trust. And as you walk, the sunlight filters through the trees, not just around you, but within you. This is your inner sanctuary. You created it, and you can return to it every single day. In this space, nothing is missing. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are growing deeply, quietly, in ways that may not yet be visible on the surface, but are very real. This is the gift of meditation. Not to escape your life, but to be with your life in a new way. To listen to the still, wise voice that often gets drowned out by noise. That voice inside you, the one that whispers, all is well. Keep going. You are loved. Let this be the voice you nourish. It doesn't take long to shift. One quiet moment can become a sacred pattern. One breath of peace can ripple through your entire day. So when you feel tension begin to rise, pause. When your mind tries to rush or fix or figure it all out, pause. Come back to this simple rhythm. Breathe in trust, breathe out control. You don't have to understand everything. You don't have to solve everything. You only need to stay open, stay kind, stay willing, and life will meet you there. Sometimes people tell me, Louise, I don't know how to meditate. I can't sit still. My mind wanders. And I smile and say, that's not failure. That's the practice. Meditation isn't about controlling your thoughts. It's about learning to notice them and then choosing again. Choosing love over fear, choosing peace over panic, choosing trust over tension. That choice, repeated over time, is how you build a new inner reality. A life that flows instead of fights. A spirit that rests instead of resists. A heart that heals instead of hides. So each morning, come back to this garden. See yourself walking through the light. Let your thoughts bloom. Let your breath slow. Let your spirit remember that it was never meant to carry the weight of the world alone. There is a greater flow, a divine intelligence, a loving presence always surrounding you, guiding you, and responding to your energy. Your job is not to control that force, it's to align with it. And you do that by thinking with love, by speaking with faith, by trusting the process of life. Now, let's seal this meditation with a healing affirmation loop. Not just words, but a sacred rhythm that becomes part of your nervous system, your energy, your life story. Place your hand on your heart if you feel comfortable. Breathe in deeply and softly say, I think with love. I speak with faith. I trust the process of life. Feel those words move through your chest. Feel them settle into your being. Let them rewire what used to be panic into presence. Say it again, a little slower. I think with love. I speak with faith. I trust the process of life. And one more time, even softer now, as if these words are wrapping you like a warm blanket. I think with love. I speak with faith. I trust the process of life. There is no rush, no one to impress, no destination you must reach before you are allowed to feel worthy. You are enough right here. You are healing right now. And this moment of stillness, of intention, of inner return is the miracle. Let it anchor your day. Let it restore your hope. Let it remind you of who you really are. And if ever you forget, just breathe, just return, just begin again. Because the path back to peace is never far away, it lives in the next loving thought you choose. And now, as we come to the end of this practice, I want you to know something very important. You did something beautiful today. You showed up for yourself. You took a moment to pause. You breathed with intention. You dared to create peace from the inside out. That is not a small thing, my dear. That is powerful. That is healing. That is how transformation begins, not in grand gestures, but in gentle choices, repeated with love. You are not the same person who pressed play on this. Something inside you shifted, maybe just a little, maybe in a way you can't even fully describe yet, but it happened. A breath deeper than before, a thought softer than before, a whisper of faith where there used to be fear. That is the magic of conscious practice. It brings you home to yourself, one loving moment at a time. And I want you to remember this. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to do this the same way every day. You don't even have to feel peaceful while you're practicing peace. All you have to do is show up, keep coming back, keep breathing, keep choosing the next kind thought, the next gentle word, the next calm response. This is how you become the person you're meant to be, not by force, but by flow, not by pressure, but by presence. You see, life doesn't respond to our demands. It responds to our energy. When you shift the energy inside, the world begins to respond in kind. When you bless what you cannot yet see, you become magnetic to miracles. When you trust the timing, you stop chasing and start receiving. When you choose to react with love, even when life feels chaotic, you reclaim your power. You are not here to control everything. You are here to co-create with life. And the more you practice trusting, the more life will show you how deeply supported you are. So even if today doesn't look the way you hoped, even if some pieces still feel uncertain, even if the breakthrough hasn't arrived yet, I want you to remember your peace does not depend on the outcome. Your peace is your foundation, and you can return to it again and again and again. You are not broken, you are blooming, and blooms take time. You are not behind. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being formed in grace. And the more you anchor into this truth, the more strength you'll discover was already within you. Now, if you ever feel yourself slipping back into the old ways, the tightness, the pressure, the fear, I invite you to come back here. Let this practice be your reset button, your sacred space, your loving reminder that you are safe to trust. You are safe to relax. You are safe to let go and allow in something better than you could have planned. You can do this, my dear. You already are. And I am so proud of you. So before we close, let me say this to you, not just as a guide, but as someone who believes in your healing, your joy, your next chapter. You are enough. You are becoming. You are being guided. Say that with me now, softly. I am enough. I am becoming. I am being guided. Again, a little slower. Let the words wrap around you like a blessing. I am enough. I am becoming. I am being guided. One more time, from your heart, not your head. I am enough. I am becoming. I am being guided. Feel how calm that makes you. That's the truth. That's what your soul has always known. You are not chasing your future. You are allowing it. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself. You are not hoping something will rescue you. You are rising breath by breath into your own quiet strength. And from that strength, your life will change. Silently, naturally, completely. So go now with peace in your breath, with trust in your heart, with softness in your words, with quiet courage in your energy. And if no one told you today, I'm so glad you're here. You're doing better than you think, and something wonderful is already on its way to you.